Welcome to Wrestling Talk in the Shop, where we cover all things professional wrestling, from new wrestling to classic wrestling and everything in between. We go to wrestling, we do some wrestling, and everything in the ring. Join us now for Wrestling Talk in the Shop.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan, Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to go over the WCW Ultimate Guide book. This come out in the year 2000, so this is official WCW licensed merchandise. It's got the license seal down there. I don't know if you can see it down there. Nice glossy cover with Goldberg on the top, Goldberg in the cover. On the front. Then you got Sid Vicious, Kevin Nash, Sting. He's getting ready to retire there. Ric Flair, he'll probably come out of retirement. And Hulk Hogan wishes he could have another match. And DDP Yoga Man himself, Diamond Dallas Page. Come this way, we'll look right through it. And by 2000, WCW was on its dying days there, you can see. We're just going to look through the book, look at the pictures. Got Bam Bam Bigelow there. Juventud Guerrero. I guess that's who that is, yeah. And I don't know who that guy is, but Little Nate over there, Charles Robinson in the corner. I don't really remember a lot of WCW merchandise. I was a teenager when around the year 2000, so I don't quite remember see the contents there. You can see it's got the history of WCW, Ric Flair, Crowbar. I don't know what that. Oh, it's got Crowbar, David Flair, Billy Kidman, Heavyweights, Canyon, Kurt Hennig, Goldberg, Cruiserweights, Rey Mysterio Jr. What is that? Lieutenant Loco and Juventud Guerrero, the Harris Brothers, Leg Lock, Count,
Young Dragons, setting up Booker T, Big T, Stevie Ray, Disco Inferno, the Mamalukes, Big Papa Pump, Nitro, Buff Bagwell, Rick Steiner, Nitro Girls, the Artist, Corporal Cajun, Training Hardcore, Bam Bam Bigelow, Brian Knobs, and Fit Finley, and Norman Smiley.
If you guys don't remember,
and then there's more.
Yeah.
Steel Cage, Kevin Nash, Jeff Jarrett, Conan, La Parka, Top Rope, Total Package, Berlin, The Wall, Announcers, Hogan, Dustin Rhodes, Terry Funk, Strap Match, Bret Hart, Chris Candido, Medusa, Thunder, DDP, Tank, Battle Royal, Sid Vicious, Roddy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Clothesline, Referee, Sting, Vampiro, Suplex, Jerry Flynn, Ming, Body Slam, The Cat, Hugh Morris, pay-per-views, and acknowledgments.
Anyway, if you guys don't remember what WCW back in the, they were dying here, but they gave WWE a run for their money back then, and it was really something there. That was a time to be alive during those Monday Night Wars. You want to read that introduction, Lindsay? Or?
Professional wrestling has become, here, hold it up for me, has become one of the most popular spectator events in the world. And recognized leader in professional wrestling, WCW, this book will serve as the ultimate guide to what makes WCW an exciting spectacle. Every week, millions of fans tune on TV and attend live shows, watching incredible competitors with awestruck joy. This book will allow you to go even deeper into the world of wrestling and give you a chance to learn that much more about the superstars than you've ever known from just watching the matches. So there's more to it, but
yeah, we're not going to read the whole book.
It's basic.
We'll stop it where you can read it if you want to.
There's a lot of reading here.
There's the history of the WCW. Of course, it doesn't talk about how it was. I guess it does talk about how it was the NWA there. That's where it started out as WCW was this TV show at some point in time. And the main, and it didn't become WCW until Ted Turner bought it. But we'll kind of look through it there. You can stop it where they can read the pictures there.
Ric Flair.
There's that belt. Ric Flair.
Which is this, jungle?
Oh, I don't know. No, that's not the jungle. No. I don't know what robe that is. Let's see. What's it got? His height, 6'1", weight 245 pounds. Hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina. He's actually from Minnesota. but
Charlotte, North Carolina.
His birthday is February 25th. Debut was December 10th, 1972. Finishing maneuver, the figure 4 lock. Phrase, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Woo! title belts he's held is WCW United States title, WCW World Heavyweight title, WCW International title. And you can see he's got the Conrad owns that belt now. Yeah.
Don't you wish you did?
Yeah. I've got a replica. It's about all I could ask for. I would never be able to afford that belt. You got Sting. Ric Flair said on AEW Dynamite or Rampage that he had wrestled Sting 1,500 times. That's something. We'll turn
Man of Style.
Then you got Crowbar. I don't know where Crowbar's at today. I remember him and David Flair were part of that team there. You see here. What's his height there? Read that stuff on me.
All right, 6'1", 230 pounds from Rutherford, New Jersey. Birthday March the 4th. Debut January 1992. Finishing maneuver the inverted DDT. Phrase, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a battle of epic proportions. Title held WCW World Tag Team title.
I don't know if he's still out there today. Then you got over here
David
Flair. He
looks a lot like his daddy.
Yeah, he didn't do much in. He did a little bit when Ric Flair was feuding with the Undertaker, but in the WWE. But he didn't do much in WWE. I remember he had that crazy relationship with Daphne there. He's hitting Terry Funk with an unprotected chair shot there.
Terry Funk's been through a few of those.
Yeah, his height 6'1", weight 177 pounds. Hometown Charlotte, North Carolina. He debuted in '99. Finishing maneuver was crowbar to the head. Titles. What? Hang on. Titles held: WCW United States Champion, WCW World Tag Team Champion. All right. What did you say? The pants?
I said those pants are coming back in style.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Then you got the Fat Chick Thriller there. Hell, what was his name? Damn, I can't remember his name. He was real big in ECW. Matter of fact, he was under WCW contract and went back and lost the title to Taz, I believe, and left through the crowd. I can't remember his name right off but in WCW he had a disco gimmick and he was called, I think Vince Russo called him the Fat Chick Thriller. I can't remember his name though. Billy Kidman there. Best thing about him, he basically still worked for WWE as a backstage producer there. He had a win over a pinfall win over Hulk Hogan at one point in time in WCW, and he wrestled a lot for WWE back in the early 2000s. And he was also in a relationship with Tori Wilson. Lucky him. And then you got his height was 5'11". His weight was 190 pounds. He was from Allentown, Pennsylvania. He debuted in '94, Shooting Star Press. He held the WCW Cruiserweight title, WCW World Tag Team title. And he's jumping on Vampiro there. We'll turn the page here. We got Jeff Jarrett. He's still doing it today. Well, this is just the heavyweights. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett's still doing it today. Goldberg.
He comes out and does it. They pay him a lot of money.
He's looking to do a retirement match for AEW now.
For AEW?
Yeah, well, for anybody that'll pay him to do a retirement match.
Tony, he probably has him out there.
Let's see here. Then we got Chris Canyon.
Height 6'3", weight 270 pounds, from Queens, New York. Debuted in 1995. His finishing maneuver is "That's a Wrap." Phrase, who's better than Canyon? Titles held: WCW World Tag Team title.
Yeah, great wrestler. We lost too soon. WWE misused him back in the day, but then you got over here. You got Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. But he couldn't be used that in WWE, but phenomenal wrestler.
WCW,
yeah, he couldn't use that in WCW. Phenomenal wrestler. Should have been a world champion. I know he was in AWA, but he should have been in WWE. His height 6'3", 262 pounds. Hometown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Debuted 1979. Henningplex. I don't like to say I told you so, but I told you so. He held the WCW World Tag Team title and the WCW not US title. Turn the page here. That's a nice shot of the Nitro set. Back in the day, they used to have a grill in Las Vegas. I remember going to it as a kid. We went on vacation to Vegas. It was in the Excalibur Hotel. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but I remember going to the Nitro Grill in Las Vegas. Goldberg, he's super kicking Bret Hart there. Is that Bret Hart? That's probably when Bret Hart he gave Bret Hart that concussion that ended his career.
There he is wrestling Bret Hart.
Yeah.
There.
I just wonder if that's the infamous kick to the head that he gave Bret Hart. I don't know. I remember the day in the Georgia Dome when he defeated Hulk Hogan. I remember that. Man, I hated that. And he's not quite the athlete that he once was, but he was a good wrestler. Height 6'3", 285 pounds, hometown Tulsa, Oklahoma. He debuted in 1997, finished maneuver, spear, jackhammer. He held the U.S. title, a world heavyweight title. I guess he never was a tag team champion.
He didn't seem like a group project kind of guy.
Then we'll go over the cruiserweights. And that's really what WCW, well, they stole it from ECW, but they highlighted the cruiserweights, and that's what really gave them you could get some phenomenal wrestling. This Rey Mysterio unmasked. He lost his mask in WCW. And
Babyface right here.
Yeah, he was young then.
There's Dominic's dad.
His height 5'3", 140 pounds, hometown San Diego, California. Debut 91. His finishing maneuvers the Hurricane Rana or the 619. His phrase is "Where's my dogs at?" He held the WCW title or cruiserweight title. WCW tag team title.
I don't know if I've heard him say "Where's my dog?"
I know. Where my dog's at? All right, let's turn the page here. Got Booker T.
Is this during the "Who Let the Dogs Out" era?
Probably. I don't know. It's
Probably
Booker T
was.
and Jeff Jarrett. He's still, like I said, I've already said that, but he's still doing it today. And Booker
Nobody
T.
can do the moves like that much anymore.
And Booker T occasionally does it every once in a while. Let's see here.
Lieutenant Loco.
I'm not sure who Lieutenant Loco
He's
is.
only got a small section, so.
But Juventud Guerrero, I think he went to WCW or WWE at the end there. I'm not sure. You got the Harris brothers, Ron and Don, and I know they were in WWE for a while over here. They're height 6'5". I think they were twins. Weigh 280 pounds both. Hometown Nashville, Tennessee. They October 23rd. Oh yeah, they're twins. They debuted in 1988, and they held the WCW World Tag Team titles. They were part of Vince Russo's New Blood or whenever he took over. Then you got Diamond Dallas Page, Little H up there, Charles Robinson. Got the Jeff Jarrett got the leg lock on him. They highlighted Jeff Jarrett a lot in this book.
He was pretty popular.
I never really liked. And you got 3 count here. 3 count. Let's see. This is a boy band era here. Shannon Moore.
He looked like
And hell, I can't think of the other guy's name. But
Shane and Evan.
yeah, I know. But what's the Shane's last name? But anyway, I remember them a lot. They would come out and do they were sort of the boy band thing. And then you got over here, I can't even, Hung Dragons. I don't remember them at all. Is that what, did I say that right? Hung, or is it Jung?
I know for certain.
Anyway, we probably butchered their names.
Either
Forgive
Hung
us.
or
And it talks,
Jung, but I doubt it's Jung.
talks a lot about the
Setting up the stage.
setting up the stage. You know, they had.
Pause to read if you would like. Oh, he's like the gone fast. but
Oh well, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And
Moving
then,
on.
Booker T, phenomenal wrestler, went on to do bigger and better things when WCW closed. Although he should have won that WrestleMania match against Triple H, but he did well for himself. He was also a phenomenal tag team wrestler. His height 6'3", weight 250 pounds. Hometown. He's not from Harlem, New York. He's from Houston, but they were billed from New York, Harlem, because him and his brother was Harlem Heat, the tag team. Debut 89. Finishing maneuver, missile drop kick, Harlem Hangover. And he held the WCW World Tag Team title, WCW World title, and WCW television champion. He was also a five-time WCW champion. You got Big T. This is All Man Johnson. He didn't spend much time in WCW, but he was All Man Johnson in WWE. Probably would have been a WWE champion, but he just kept getting hurt, you know. But
Not really something you can help.
no, he just. Then you got Stevie Ray over here. That's one half of Harlem Heat. That was Booker T's brother. Let's see. This is a thick book. Tag teams. I thought we were already in the tag teams part, but I guess not. Disco Inferno. You can hear him on Busted Open. Still trying to stay relevant today. And you got the Milwaukeeans. Is that what that says? Did I read it right?
Mama Luke's.
Mama Luke. So that's why I let her read the article.
Stay in school.
We've got over here. I'm surprised Hogan let him have that shot of his bald head there.
Yeah.
He was him and Lex Luger there.
Got a big old head.
Yeah, it's a weird shot. Got Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. His nephew's doing it today. Brian Breaker.
Doing well.
Pro wrestling's kind of like politics. You don't really get any new faces. You just get their kids. Kids and kinfolks.
You gotta know somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner, somebody else. The kids. Scott Steiner, he was that math promo in TNA is what he's always known for.
Flip the page.
And then you got here Scott Steiner. He was phenomenal worker. As he got older and bigger, he kind of slowed down in the ring. He was better in the '90s, you know, when he was a tag team partner. But we'll flip the page here. Let's see what we got. Nitro talks about Nitro. Nitro was a hell of a TV show. It made WWE what it is today. Because we probably would have had, if it wasn't for WCW Nitro, no telling where we'd be at in the wrestling business today. Let's see if I can turn the page here. You got Buff Bagwell. He had one match for WWE, and he hasn't really worked some indie stuff, but he hasn't really done a lot since then. He was big in WCW though. Read his thing. He's hot, 6'1", 240 pounds from Marietta, Georgia. He debuted in 1990. His finishing maneuver was the Buff Blockbuster. Phrase, I'm the buff and the stuff. I'm buff and I'm the stuff. And he held the WCW World Tag Team title.
At least it wasn't buff stuff.
I'm not sure who these two guys are. I'd have to.
That's the young
Oh,
dragon.
yeah. Rick Steiner. His son is Brian Breaker.
Big brother of Big Papa Pump.
And he never really
5'11", 248 pounds from Detroit, Michigan, March 9th.
never quite had the success that his brother Scott did in the ring. But he held the TV title and U.S. title. Did he hold the U.S. title?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tag team title.
Brothers in Arms.
You got the Nitro Girls. This was kind of trend-setting when they did that. You know, now that you don't really see anything like this anymore, they'd have them girls come out and kind of dance for the TV show when, you know, during the fans, you know, during commercial breaks and stuff like that. And you got the artist. I'm not sure who the artist was. The artist, he was
formerly known as Prince Kia.
Yeah, I don't guess I remember him.
Yeah.
Captain Cajun, I don't remember him either. You know, AJ Styles was in WCW for a little bit. Yeah, then they had the Performance Center before that. They had the WCW Power Plant. And let's see, show them that. And now WWE does that with down in Florida as the Performance Center, but WCW started all that. And they had the Sarge there. I remember seeing like news. You know, this was all back before you could go on the internet and look at everything. But you know, you could see like NBC would do a special on pro wrestling, and they would talk about that. Surge, you remember that drink?
Yep.
Didn't they go away for a while or whatever?
Probably.
And then you got Bam Bam Bigelow.
It's like Mountain Dew on crack.
Yeah. I think it's back now, though, isn't it?
Probably. I wouldn't know.
And they sort of, this was during the whole, when ECW come out, everybody jumped on the hardcore bandwagon and stole the wrestlers from, they essentially stole all the ECW's talent. Mm-hmm. And Bam Bam Bigelow, and that's Sandman there, they even put him in a suit. And they even had a title that sort of looked like the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. You can't see it from there, but. And that,
little picture of it.
Yeah. And Bam Bam Bigelow, he was a phenomenal wrestler. And they were part of the New Jersey Triad there. He had Bam Bam, DDP, and Chris Kanyon. And you got Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan.
Strap match.
And they probably wrestled, I won't say 1,500 times, but they wrestled a lot. Flair never got to win. It was always Hogan.
You know how you play with that one kid that never likes to lose?
Yeah, that was Hulk Hogan. Brian Knobbs, he sort of broke away from it. Jerry Sags and did his own thing in WCW at the end. He was big into the hardcore division. Norman Smiley, I think he works at the WWE Performance Center nowadays training. Pretty sure that he's training them in a trainer for him at the Performance Center. His height was 6'2", 240 pounds, hometown, London, England. He debuted in 1985. His finishing maneuver was the Big Wiggle, and phrase, "It's wiggle time." He held the WCW Hardcore title. And you got talks about the steel cage. Everybody knows the steel cage is dangerous. We've gone. They had barbed wire wrapped around the top of that.
You can climb on the top of that one.
Wow. Kevin Nash, height 7'1", weight 371 pounds. Hometown, Detroit, Michigan. His finishing maneuver was the power bomb. Phrase, "Too sweet." He was the world heavyweight title holder and WCW tag team champion.
Got a figure over there. It looks just like him.
Yeah, and he was I think he was booking WCW at this time. I'm not sure. I know he did at some point in time. And then you got over here Scott Hall. They started all that rise in professional wrestling. They're responsible for a lot of the rise in pro wrestling's popularity in the 90s. You can thank the Outsiders for that. Then it talks about Scott Hall, the bad guy. Height 6'5", 280 pounds, hometown, Miami, Florida. I don't think he's actually from there, but I think he's from the Minneapolis area or Georgia or somewhere in there. I'm not 100%. And his finish maneuvers, the Outsider's Edge, phrase, "Hey yo." And he never got to be world champion, but he held the television title and the tag team title and the United States title, but he never got to hold that world title belt. I don't know why they never let him hold it. Show them the pictures there. It talks about Daphne there. She passed away too young there. She had a pretty good, decent run in TNA there. And I believe this is, I'm not 100%, but I believe that's Booker T's current wife. I believe.
Kimberly?
No, that's not Kimberly.
Oh, wait, there it shows.
Kimberly was DDP's wife. I believe she was Queen Charmel, I believe, in WWE.
Yeah.
I believe that. I think that's her. I don't know. Then you got Miss Hancock, Stacy Keibler down there. I think so. I'm not 100% on that. Then you got Booker T putting the headlock on
The Stinger.
the Stinger. Jeff Jarrett, man that's going to wrestle forever.
He got bills. No, I'm just kidding. One guy had kids, he got bills. No.
He's a gold salesman, famous gold salesman as well. Height 6'1", 230 pounds, Nashville, Tennessee. Finishing maneuver, the stroke. His phrase is, "I am the chosen one, slap nuts." He held the WCW United States title, the world title, and I guess
He's still toting around a guitar though.
Yeah, he'll still bust the guitar over your head. He was even part of the NWO at some point in time. I never figured that he would go back to WWE, but he did.
I'm curious how many guitars he's broken.
What is it? Back Graham said he broke He broke 1 million guitars and never drew a dime, or something like that. He had the best quote, the best. And Codan, this guy was real popular in Mexico. And he inducted Rey Mysterio into the WWE Hall of Fame. And I think he has a show on Busted Open. And his height was 5'10", 250 pounds, from Mexico. Debuted in 1987. His finishing maneuver is the Tequila Sunrise. His phrase is La Graza, I don't know. He held the WCW World Tag Team titles, WCW United States title, and a TV title.
Arriba La Raza.
Arriba La Raza, yeah, something like that. Then you got La Parker over here. He was great too. He was the chairman of WCW. That was what he went by. He was the famous chairman of, I don't know what he's done. I haven't really kept up with La Parker much since WCW's closed. He might have had a short stint in WWE, but I can't quite remember it. His height was 6'1", 235 pounds. He's from Mexico, and he debuted in 1987, and his finishing maneuver was a chair to the head. I wonder if that was an unprotected chair shot to the head. And you got Top Rope, talks about the famous, I guess you could do all the high-risk maneuvers. Ask Sid Vicious about that top rope, jumping off that top rope. He broke his, he nasty, broke his leg. Ooh. And you got Total Package Lex Luger. And he was a big guy in WCW. He never held that. Should have been the WWF champion, but he never made it. That famous story was he was bragging in a bar the night before, and it got back to Vince, and he decided not to do it. And he ended up on the first ever Nitro. He ended up jumping ship from WWF to WCW on the first ever Nitro. And he's still around today. His height is 6'4", 265 pounds. Hometown, Chicago. Finishing maneuver, torture rack. And his phrase is, I am the total package. He held the WCW World Tag Team title, the US World title, TV title, United States title. You got a nice shot there. Goldberg, I never knew he was much of a kicker. I guess he kicked Bret Hart's head off, and there he is kicking Scott Hall in the gut. Berlin, I don't even remember this guy. Does it say who it is? Read his height.
6'3", 230 pounds, from Nuremberg, Germany. Probably not. May 17th, 1994. His maneuver is the neck breaker. Held the WCW World Television title and the Cruiserweight.
And you got the Wall over here. He was I remember the Wall. I don't remember much about him. He probably didn't do a whole lot, 6 foot. His height was 6'10", 320 pounds. He's from New Jersey, and his finishing maneuver was a choke slam. And you got two of the greatest, or one of the greatest anyway, Bobby Heenan. He was one of the greatest on the mic there. Mike today wasn't too bad himself. He had knowledge of pro wrestling like you wouldn't believe. He knew he was real knowledgeable. And you got over here, you got Mark Madden and Tony Schiavone. He's still doing it today. Then up here you got Mean Gene Okerlund there. And Mark Madden, he's done some, I think he had a podcast with Ric Flair or something like that. I'm not sure what the deal was there. But nobody better than Bobby Heenan on the commentary. He talks about Hulk Hogan. Of course, we know all of Hulk Hogan's accolades. He's been, this was sort of the dying days. He did that. Vince Russo screwed him over at Bash at the Beach. Probably after this book come out. There's some nice shots of Hogan with that title belt. And that, let's read his things here. Let's see, he was 6'7", 275 pounds, hometown, Venice Beach, California. He's not from there, it's not his hometown. I think he's from Tampa. Birthday, August 11th. He debuted in 1978. Big boot to the face and the leg drop. His phrase is, what you gonna do when the Hulkster runs wild on you? And he's only held world titles. I take that back. He was a tag team champion with Edge. But Hogan never would hold any underneath titles. Dustin Rhodes, he's still doing it today. He did it. He's been around a long time.
He was significantly younger there.
Yeah. He's in a bull rope match here with Terry Funk there. We'll read his height. Height 6'5", weight 254 pounds. I'm sure he's trimmed up some there. Hometown, Austin, Texas. Finishing maneuver, the Bulldog. Titles held, WCW World Six-Man title, World Tag Team title, and the U.S. title. He's also been an Intercontinental Champion. And, but he's been a face, been a heel, been it all. And then over here he talks about Terry Funk. And we all know Terry Funk is legendary. Hometown, Amarillo, Texas. Debut 1965. He was around for a long time. His finishing maneuver is the Chicken Punch. He held the NWA World Title and the WCW Hardcore Title. He was flip-flop from WWF to WCW. He was also Chainsaw Charlie. And he talks about the strap match. This was the gimmick match time for WCW. Every match was a gimmick, you know. We had like Judy Bagwell on a pole match. Then you got Bret Hart. He wished he'd never went to WCW is what he said. But he's from height is 5'11", 235 pounds. Hometown, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He debuted in 1976. Finishing maneuver, the sharpshooter. His phrase is, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. He held the WCW World Tag Team title, World Heavyweight title, U.S. title, and then, of course, he was WWF champion too, Intercontinental champion. But he just never quite seemed like he was the right fit in WCW. Not when he went over there. To me, he never quite seemed like he was definitely the best there is, the best there was, the best there will be. But he just didn't quite seem like a good fit. You got Sid Vicious there, and he was really something back in the day. I was scared for Hulk Hogan when he wrestled him. Chris Candido.
I had a friend that says she's related to him.
Yeah. Phenomenal wrestler. And his height is 5'8", 260 pounds, hometown New Jersey. And, or this is Carpenter, what's that?
New Jersey.
Yeah. And in 1986 is when he debuted. And, you know, he ended up flying. He broke his leg or something in a TNA match. And he flew home. He was on drugs and got clean. But his doctors told him not to fly. And he flew home and got a blood clot and ended up passing away over that. Then over here you got Medusa. She's famous for throwing that WWF title in the trash can on Monday Night Raw. She still does conventions and stuff, but you don't really see much of her, you know, in her own TV anymore. She was on that Lost Treasures show, but then you got her height is 5'9", 150 pounds, hometown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Finishing maneuver, German suplex. His phrase is, I want a woman's division. She held the WCW Cruiserweight title. They were throwing everything back then. Let's see, who is this? Oh, this is talking about Thunder. Yeah, this is what Eric Bischoff, he said that's the downfall of WCW is when Ted Turner wanted 2 more hours on TBS on Thursdays, but he said that was their downfall. You got Diamond Dallas Page over here, talks about different highlights. He was old when he started, whenever he debuted. He actually was in I think it was WrestleMania 6, he drove the Cadillac for Rhythm and Blues. And he started out as a manager and whatnot, and then ended up going on and he ended up becoming a world champion. They didn't use him much in WWE. The Undertaker didn't like him and he buried him. And his height 6'5", weighed 253 pounds, from New Jersey. The finishing maneuver, Diamond Cutter. Phrase, Feel the Bang. He held the world title, tag team title, United States title, pretty much every title in WCW. Rey Mysterio pulling Booker T's leg there. Ray was young there. Tank Abbott, he was a real shooter. And of course, back even WWE was using real shooters like Ken Shamrock and there's another guy. He was NWA title, but he did some MMA back in the day. This was sort of the birth of MMA, and they were all, you know, we were all trying to be real shooters, and they were all trying to be real shooters and wrestlers and all. But he was legit MMA wrestler, fighter for a while. Then he broke into pro wrestling. Talks about a battle royal, which battle royals are famous for pro wrestling. Everybody does them. They're still done today. Sid Vicious. He's hot, 6'8", 318 pounds. Marion, Arkansas. He debuted in 1987. Power bombs this maneuver. I'm the master and the ruler of the world. He held the WCW World Title, U.S. title, and he was around for a long time. Last time I seen him, he lost to Heath Slater, beat Heath Slater on Monday Night Raw. That's probably been 4 or 5 years ago. But he was really something. Love softball. And you got Rowdy Piper over here. Of course, he was nearing the end of his career when he went to WCW. And let's see, what's it say? Hot, 6 foot tall, 235 pounds. He's from Glasgow, Scotland. Birthday is April 7th. I don't know why they got their birthdays on there. He debuted in 1972. His finishing maneuver was the sleeper hold, and phrase is "I cower over nothing." He held a WCW U.S. title, and he never was a world champion. Man, should have been a world champion, but he never was. Hacksaw Jim Duggan over here. He's selling mini 2x4s on his website nowadays, making a lot of.
How much is a mini 2x4?
I don't know what a mini 2x4 is, but he has the greatest gimmick ever, you know. And of course, he was
probably hits up Home Depot all the time.
Yeah, but Hacksaw, he's a good guy. He still makes a lot of conventions and Comic-Cons and whatnot. His height was 6'3", weighed 280 pounds. Hometown, Glen Falls, New York. His dad was the police chief there. He debuted in 1977. Finishing maneuver was a running clothesline tackle, and his phrase is "Oh!" And he ran around calling your mama a hoe a long time ago. WCW, he held the television title and the U.S. title. Talks about a clothesline. How boring is that? German suplex. That's Medusa German suplex in one of the rock, boy band members. I can't tell which one it is.
He wearing dreads.
Talks about a referee. A referee is very important to a pro wrestling. Let's see. Then we get to the Stinger's little page here. And that's crazy that he's still doing it today. Not on this level, but he is mostly tag team matches. I don't know that he's had a single match in AEW. But he's showing the pictures over there. Big buddies with Lex Luger. I'm surprised he ain't got Lex Luger signed to AEW yet. His height was 6'2", weighed 252 pounds, from Venice Beach, California. Finished.
He lives in Waxahachie now.
Yeah, he lives in Waxahachie, Texas now. He debuted in 1985. Finished maneuver, scored the deathlock, and his phrase is "Oh!" He held every title in WCW. And he was also had a big career in TNA.
He did.
Almost longer in TNA than he was, I mean, at least as long. Vampiro, he was, I remember seeing him a lot. He did the commentary for Lucha Underground. You remember that Lucha Underground?
Oh, yeah, that show was crazy.
But I don't ever remember, he was big in Mexico.
Soap opera.
But,
yeah, they killed everybody.
yeah.
Just like a soap opera.
His height was 6'1", 240 pounds, from Canada, and he nailing the coffins is finishing maneuver. I guess he don't have a phrase. They ain't got a phrase listed for Vampiro. Suplex. Talked about the suplex.
City.
Now it's all German suplexes. You don't see too many suplexes like that anymore in wrestling. Then you got Jerry Flynn over here. Or is that what this is?
Yeah.
I don't really, because I really remember Jerry Flynn. But anyway, there's some highlights of him. His height was 6'4", 250 pounds. Hometown, Florida. He debuted in 91, and a super kick was his finish. He's the toughest man in pro wrestling over here. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I think his son wrestles for New Japan, but he's a legit tough guy. And height is 6'1", 300 pounds. And he debuted in 1977, and the Tongan Death Group is his finishing maneuver. Talks about a body slam. Of course, everybody knows body slams is one of the oldest pro wrestling moves. The Ernest the Cat. He played in The Wrestler. I don't know if he's done much since WCW, but he was pretty entertaining to watch in WCW. And if you go back and watch the wrestler, he wrestles in that final match there, and I'm the greatest. That was his phrase. His finishing maneuver was a thrust kick. He debuted in '97. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, 235 pounds, and height is 6'2". Hugh Morris. He's kind of got canceled, and I think he was doing some bad stuff at the Performance Center. I can't really remember what, but he was a big trainer for the WWE until he got into some trouble there. This is all their different pay-per-views that WCW held.
Halloween Havoc, Uncensored, Slamboree, Sold Out, Fall Ball, Super Brawl, Bash at the Beach, Stampede, Mayhem, Starcade, Road Wild, and what is that one? The Great American Bash.
Yeah.
Some of those names have been taken over.
Oh yeah, some of them, a lot of them. And that's gonna do it for this book. And it's amazing did you ever just think about what things might have been like if we would have had the other way around? If WCW would have won the war, what would the pro wrestling landscape look like today? But it's fun to go back. There was a lot of great memories from WCW. A lot of bad ones, but they did a lot of good stuff too. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look through this book with me. If you made it to the end of the video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.
If you didn't, you can still like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you didn't make it, you can still like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.